Gakky 2 feet. Gakky 2 feet. Once upon a time, about 5 million years ago, in a place we now call Africa, there lived a fuzzy little fellow named Gak. Gak belonged to a group of creatures called hominids, and they lived in a place called big trees. They all like to eat berries and bugs, swing into trees, eat berries and bugs, run along the ground, eat berries and bugs, swim in the water, and eat berries and bugs. Gak was just like everyone else, except for one thing. He liked to walk around on 2 feet instead of 4. His friends made fun of Gak and thought he was out of his silly little homely mind. They even had a nickname for him, Gakky 2 Feet. Why do you walk around on 2 feet? Asked Gak's best friend. Plop. It's embarrassing. Gak looked down at his 2 fuzzy feet and legs, which were straight to his friends. Then he replied, I don't know, Plop. It just feels better. Why do I walk on 2 feet? Asked his mother. Gak asked his mother. I don't know, Gak, she said. You walked that way since you were tiny. But everyone laughs at me and calls me Gakky 2 Feet, he complained. It doesn't matter, darling, his mother said as she picked a big, fat, juicy bit out of his hair and ate it. You should never be ashamed of being different. Someday that difference might turn out to be very helpful. I doubt that, Gak mumbled. In fact, his mother continued, you can be helpful right now. These branches keep getting in the way. Why don't you take them down to the river? One day, when Gak and his friends were playing in the big trees, a cheeky little hominy named Fizz dared everyone to go out into the tall grass. Tall grass was a huge place next to the big trees. It spread out as far as the eye could see. We aren't allowed to go out there, warned Gak. Gakky 2 Feet's a scaredy cat, said Fizz. I'm not, said Gak. But I am scared of big cats, the kind that live out in tall grass and would have us for lunch. If they could, well, I'm going, and anyone who isn't a scaredy cat better come along with me, said Fizz. Nobody wanted to be called a scaredy cat, so they all followed Fizz. I can't see a thing, whispered Plop to Gak. Gleeb, a little girl homily, was limping along beside Gak. She had fallen out of a tree when she was a baby and had broken her leg. She had walked with a limp ever since. I have a bad feeling about this, she said as she tried to keep up. Suddenly Fizz stopped in his tracks. What is it? Asked Gak nervously. I don't know, replied Fizz, but it sounds like it's big and it's coming this way. I knew we shouldn't have come here, said Gleeb. What are we going to do? Cried Plop. If we start running back to big trees, it'll hear us. Just then they heard a loud roar. It's a lion! We have to run, Fizz yelled, and he took off without even a look back at his friends. As quietly as he could, all the others scrambled off in every direction and were soon lost. As Gak started to run, he heard a voice. Help, it cried. He turned and saw Gleeb limping as fast as she could. He didn't know what to do. If he didn't run, he might not make it back to the safety of the big trees. But if he left her there, she would certainly become lunch for the hungry lion. Suddenly, Gak had an idea. He ran over to Glebe and scooped her up into her arms like he had done. Then he stood up tall on his 2 feet and looked out over tall grass. He could see everything, the sky, the mountains, and the lion. But now Gak had an advantage. He could see the lion, but the lion could see him. Slowly and quietly he started to back away from the huge beast. Then looking over his shoulder, he saw big trees in the distance. "Are we safe yet?" whispered Glebe. "Almost," replied Gak. But Gak had spoken too soon. The wind changed direction and the lion got a big sniff of nice, fresh little hominies. The huge beast turned and headed straight for them. "It can smell us," exclaimed Glebe. "This is no time for jokes, Gak. Hurry up." Gak didn't need to be told twice, and though Glebe was getting heavy in his arms, he held on tight and ran as quickly and as quietly as he could. When Gak reached the edge of tall grass, he turned and yelled to the lost friends, "This way, everybody!" He ran toward the nearest big tree, and his friends followed the sound of his voice. But the lion also heard him. Gak could feel hot, hungry lion blood on his back. The lion leaped at Gak. Gak and Glebe jumped up into a tree. The lion's mighty paws just missed Gak and Glebe as they scrambled up into the safety of the branches. By following Gak's voice, all the other hominies had also made it to big trees. They sat in branches looking down at the hungry lion. "You can't forget about lunch now, you mangy old cat," yelled Plop. Gak and Glebe sat together watching the lion circling below. Glebe took Gak's hand in hers. "You saved me, Gak," she said. Gak turned and shrugged. "Oh, it was nothing. I think it was definitely something," she said, and gave him a big kiss on the cheek. Gak felt his face get hot, and if it hadn't been covered in thick fur, you would have seen it turn a bright red. When the night fell, the hungry lion gave up and disappeared. Back home, the leader of the hominies troop congratulated Jack on his bravery and presented him with an especially big berry. Then he would declare that from now on, this day would be remembered as Gakky 2 Feet Day, with Gak's mother and father beamed with pride as everyone cheered. "He'll make a fine husband when he grows up," Glebe whispered to one of her girlfriends. "But what if your children are like Gak and walk around on 2 feet?" her friend asked. Glebe looked down at Gak and smiled. Softly she replied, "That might not be such a bad thing at all." The end. I hope you enjoyed Gakky 2 Feet. Bye!